guys, welcome back to a new YouTube video here on my channel. This time I want to talk with you about my experience with a birth chart reader, also called human design, and why I was doing it, why I was just doing it now and not already like a long time ago, what I got out of it. I want to share it here with you today in this video because I received a few messages after I did my reading, how it was, what to expect, and where people can find a good birth chart reader or also human design specialist. So I'm going to dive right in with you, so stay tuned in this video.
Hey superstar, you can be proud of yourself. You found this channel because you want more out of your life. Normal is not in your dictionary and you know you can get whatever you dream about. Less talking, more action. My name is Anna Russo, your new success host. Welcome to my podcast, Luxury Problems.
Human design is a new age-inspired practice. Its proponents describe it as a holistic self-knowledge system. Human design combines astrology, the I Ching, Kabbalah, and the Vedic philosophy, centering around the division of personalities into 5 energy types to indicate how someone is supposed to exchange energy with the world. That is, manifestor, generators, manifesting generators, projectors, and the reflectors. It was originated by Alan Robert Krakower, who published a book called The Human Design System under the pseudonym Ra Uru Hu in 1992. As I already said, today it's all about the life purpose and how I found out what my true life purpose is. And I'm not saying that your intuition is wrong, but there's always some tools that you can use in order to get there faster, to have more clarity in your head, because we all have that gut feeling, we all have that intuition called, but most of the time we're not even listening to our intuition. But if you get clarification from somebody else that knows what they're doing, then that might be helpful even to move on in your life faster, or just go for it just because you know the right answer. What was I doing? I actually have been thinking about doing a birth chart reading or a human design reading with a specialist for like years. Back then I didn't have the money and I was like, oh, I don't know if that really helps, and you know, it's just like about $300 just gone and I don't really know if I need that. I actually can find this out myself, which I knew kind of, but I always was confused. I mostly was confused about myself just because of the projection of others, what other people were thinking, what I should be doing, what other people were saying towards me, that I'm maybe not good in this, or maybe I'm not good enough for that, or hey, you're good in this, I feel like you should be only doing this. And just because of certain people said certain things, I started to believe those things and not so much listening to my own intuition anymore, which, let me tell you, is the worst thing you can do. I want to highly encourage everybody to listen to yourself. There's always this little voice within you that starts to tell you sometimes, that doesn't really feel right, but I'm still doing it because. If you have this voice and it's just the tiniest voice in your head that is telling you that, please listen to it and rethink your decisions, rethink your actions that you're doing, because you might regret it later on, which I'm not saying that it's anything wrong with making mistakes. I'm a big fan of doing mistakes. Of course, I try to not make as many mistakes as possible, but to be honest, if I would have always been flawless in my life and always would have been making no mistakes, I would not be the person who I am today. I would not be where I am today. I definitely would not have the knowledge and the wisdom that I carry today, and I'm still growing. And of course, there's going to be much more mistakes that I'm going to make knock on wood that this is not happening too many times, because you speak your words into existence. I definitely do not regret anything that I was doing in the past based on my intuition. Probably you are saying now, so what then is wrong? Listening to others, it's nothing wrong with it, but I definitely can say if I would have knew for a fact a little bit early in my life what my true life purpose is, yes, I would maybe not have all the learnings, but I would have achieved certain things way faster. So it's kind of the balance, what is like more important to you. But because I have the knowledge today, I want to share with you what I was doing in order to find out my true life purpose and also achieving my goals way faster. So this year came, 2022, and I knew I want to do something for myself. 2022 is going to be my year where I bring my personal stuff to the next level, where I show some self-love, where I show self-care, where I'm growing, learning just for myself in order to, get the best version of myself, and also not put other people first. No, I put myself first. And once I am where I want to be, that's when I can take care of others. Because how was I in the past? I always made sure first that everybody around me is doing okay. But at the end, me, my personal self, I was fully exhausted, frustrated, and I had no energy for nothing no more. And that's why I got sick last year many times, just for no reason. I'm like, why am I sick again? It's just not possible. But I was drained. I was emotionally drained. I was physically drained. That's why I couldn't get a lot of things done last year. Even though people still say like you've done so much stuff, but I personally saw that there was not really growth happening. That's why I said this year I'm gonna take care, and it already started in the beginning of this year. I started to book full body massages, wood therapy, just to show some self-love to myself. And then my birthday came in February, and I'm like, I'm going to gift myself this time with a birth chart reading with a human design specialist. Luckily, I know somebody that is an absolute pro when it comes to that. Thank you so much to Magic Kathi. I'm going to link her information under this video just in case you guys are interested to book a reading with her. She does different things on her site. You can check her out, but definitely can highly recommend her. She blocked a whole entire hour for me. She right now is, I'm not sure where she is right now because she's always traveling the world, but she's usually located in Dubai, but she was here recently in LA, in Mexico. So shout out to Kathi. I hope you are traveling safe right now. We were doing this over Zoom, and she blocked an hour, and we were talking 1 hour, and based on my birthday, the exact date, the date and the year, and as well the exact time. I know you don't really need that time, but you can be even more specific if you have your birth time. I know some of you might not have the exact time. I knew when I was born, so I was able to give her all the information, and as well where I was born, in my village in Germany. And with this information, she was able to create a birth chart. I'm going to link this right in here so you know how that looks like. Some of you may be familiar with it, but some of you have never heard about it at all. It's totally fine. I'm going to put here something, maybe my own birth chart, so you know how it looks like. If you see a birth chart for the very first time, for myself, it is super confusing. It's like a circle, and there's lines in between and signs on the side, and you don't really know what it is. But this actually is your own personal information based on the planetary system you will see around, the different planets, also the different rising signs, I'm Aquarius, and then all the other signs, and how, in which sign, which planet, and all that stuff, right? I can't really explain it that well. Based on that information, she was able to see where my strength is, what my weakness is. And I mean, Kathi knows me, but she doesn't know me that well to give me all these informations that, some people say, oh yeah, you guys know each other, so she probably just figured it out and were able to give you an information. It's not about this, and it's not about going to a psychic and finding out about your future if when I'm going to have 10 kids and moving to San Francisco, whatever. No, it's not about this. It's really based on the planetary conjunction and also your time in being on this planet. And I was really, really positively shocked about the information she provided me with, because for those who follow me for a while, they already know like what I've been through in my past, especially in my business relationship with people. And she said that I have a problem with the masculine energy, no matter which area in my life. If this is in my personal life, if this is in my business life, friend relationships, if it comes down to getting constructions from a man, I always have this rebellious situation going on where I have to prove I don't need a man, which is the truth. Even though I don't want to admit this full time, I have to admit that yes, if I feel like a man is trying to do a power play, I rather like go completely without him, because just the fact that somebody is thinking because of their masculine energy they're having more power over me, then I have to prove my personal masculine side that I can do it myself. And I know this can be a problem sometimes, especially in personal relationships, but I personally think, and I grew up with my dad, I grew up with a man, and that's why I feel like I got a lot of masculine energy just by the way my dad showed me how a woman should be able to provide for herself, how I should know how to fix a car if it breaks down on the middle of the street, how to fix stuff in the house. I was always very independent growing up. And I'm thankful for that, because there was many situations I could not depend on a man. And sometimes it can be a problem though, because if a man feels that you're just too independent and too much of a man, first of all, it's not super attractive. And second, when a man feels like he's not needed for his skills or his masculine being, then he's losing interest too. And I feel like it's about the balance. And I had to learn that over the years too, that I have to give up sometimes that control. But since also it's not only based on your birth chart, but also your past relationships, past business partnerships, you lose trust, and you just want to make sure you're not getting hurt financially, but also emotionally. You build up that wall, and nobody's really able to, reach your type of level. That was one fact that she told me about. And she said one of my weaknesses is as a projector, which my type is. She said there's different types, but I'm a projector. Basically what she's saying, in the business world, I'm the type of person, I work the best if I only work 4 hours a day, and the rest is just like relaxing and getting the ideas come to me. I'm such a creative person. She said, just based on your chart, I know you could never like be in an office, working a corporate job or something like this, where you just have to like do your structures, because you're a very flexible and creative person, which is absolutely right, because I can't do certain things too long at one time. I need like some variabilities. I need like different things. Like I always need something that triggers me, some stimulation from different things. I just love to get inspired. So my brain is always active, and I'm super creative. But if it comes down to like intense structures, I feel like I'm in a cave and I want to break out. Like if it's too long that it's going on for. She said, 4 hours a day, and the rest should be just like chilling, and you're like just in a leader position. So you're the type of person, you're leading because you have the ideas, and you have people working for you these ideas. That's how you work the best, and that's how you're also most successful. You're also not the type of person that should be promoting herself in a way of some people when they market or do the marketing and they say, now click in this link and I'm going to share like this with you, and now offer this and this and that. That's not the way how I'm going to make money, and that's not how I'm doing business. My type of way of doing marketing is just sharing my gift with the outside world, with my followers, everybody that is inspired by me, and just share the stuff that I'm doing, because that's how others get inspired and uplifted, and that's how they are being attracted to me and my business and what I'm doing. And that is the best way for me doing business, which is the absolute truth. I've been trying it many times. Also worked with several business partners before, where I am sharing basically what I'm doing, also in the coaching area, but in the makeup area as well. And if I'm too straightforward getting out an offer, it's not resonating with my soul, and it's not really, I'm not authentic doing it. And being authentic is just the most important thing. If you love what you do, and if that's that type of person, being a corporate manager, being in sales and so on, and they get out their offers, they love it, they're being authentic with it, but it never resonated with me, and that's why I never was really fully successful with that. But once I start sharing my gift with the outside world, that's when I have the most resonating people coming to me. And that's why she's absolutely right with that as well. What did she said as well? She said, one of my weaknesses too is waiting for the invitation. So what does she mean by that? Waiting for the invitation basically means you have a lot of ideas. You're like super creative and you want to start, but still something is holding you back, but you should have started already like half a year ago, but you keep procrastinating, but more because you think like you're not going to be good enough. But if there's one person outside where you feel like they're competent and stay good in what they're doing, and they come to you and just say, hey, check this out, I have an amazing idea, and with what you're doing, that's what should be doing together. And because you already thought about it and somebody else is telling you the same thing, that's when you start doing it. Not because you believed in yourself, no, because somebody else came. And that's actually a weakness, because we all, no matter if you're a projector like me or no matter what you are, we all should be way more believing in what we're doing, what our heart is pumping for, and especially, like I said, listening to your intuition. Every feeling has a right of being, and every feeling is there because our God-given essence and gift is helping us to be guided. It's like an animal. We are so confused from the outside world. If it's the news media, if it's people, if it's school, no matter what it is, we've been taught all these different things, but probably most of them, they're not even all correct. And because of that, we self-doubting ourselves so much. But if you see like how animals are doing things, an animal is not second guessing. If they're hungry, they're going and hunt and eat. If there's a mother bear and she has like baby bears, she's not second guessing that she's gonna protect them. Like, this is the instinct, the deep instinct that is embedded in our souls and in our being. That's what animals have, but that's what we have as well. And we just lost it over the evolution and over the time of being brainwashed and manipulated by everything that's happening around us. So if we start listening more to our instinct and to our intuition, then I can guarantee you that you're going to be on a success ladder like this. And I was so happy that I was doing this reading with her, because yes, I knew already what I like, and I knew always I'm a creative person. I mean, there's certain things you don't need a reading for. But if you're like in the mix of becoming that specific person. You want that type of clarification. You just feel like once you have that, you can really start. And it's bullshit because it's all in our head. But at the same time, if you're not doing it and you're like always doubting yourself if this was the right thing, it's always messing with your head. And that's why I can highly recommend like working on yourself, getting more into things like this. Me personally, I don't watch no TV. You probably have, I have a TV in the house. I opened that TV once or twice since I'm living here for 3 years now. Everything that I'm doing when I consume content is mostly on YouTube and on Gaia. Gaia is a platform, for those who don't know, that is really a self-aware, conscious and spiritual platform. So if you want to learn more about your existence, quantum physics, law of attraction, all these things, then that's the right platform. I can highly recommend Gaia, to be honest. Hey Gaia, if you want to sponsor me, that would be the video for it. So I don't have to pay the monthly membership no more. But I rather pay with Gaia than Netflix, HBO, and the other platforms. And that's my type of self-care I'm doing. I'm like feeding my brain and my soul with things that help me to grow and create better relationships, not only with others, but especially myself. To not have this self-doubt and these thoughts that we always have. Techniques that you can use to ground yourself and also to get a clear mind on what you really want, because sometimes we're just so confused we don't really know what we want, because everybody comes to that point at some time in their lives. Yeah, and so based on exactly that birth chart, she was able to give me a clear understanding in what I definitely should go for and what I maybe should work on. She said you're also a very impulsive person. Like if something feels absolutely right and somebody gives you an invite for something, rethink it. Sleep one night over it. Don't give them the immediate okay. Go one night over it and think, is this really like that cool? It's not with every single decision like this. I mean, if it's just like, should I buy milk, a whole milk, or should I buy almond milk? Obviously, I don't have to sleep a night over this. But if it's really like major decisions that can affect your future life, yes, of course, then please rethink. Sleep one night over it. That's definitely helpful. Thank you so much for tuning in, guys. I really appreciate you stopping by. I hope you learned something in this video, and maybe I could inspire you, if you haven't done that yet, to book your session with Kathi or with another professional that does human design, and make sure you choose somebody that does that passionately and that is like all invested in what they're doing in order for you to receive the best answers that you're looking for. Thank you so much. Subscribe, like, share, comment, and I can't wait to hear all your answers. Maybe you already did a birth chart reading and you know what type you are: manifestor, manifesting generator, projector like myself, or reflector. I mean, there's so much to find out about ourselves. Let me know how you like that video, and I'll see you in the next one.